What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka NinosCorner, man. Today we got an amazing episode, man. Not because it's just it's like my podcast, but it's because I got a friend with me today, man. Got a guy named Tony Hills, man. Went to college with him at UT. He's a horn, man. Hook him all day long. If you guys don't know who Tony Hills is, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about him. From his previous days in high school, A-Leaf, Texas, man. Houston, Texas, A-Leaf High School, number one tight end in the country, right, Tony?
Shout out to the West. Yes, sir.
He was the number one tight end in the country coming out of high school, man. Moved over to tackle when he got to college. Did an amazing job. Won a championship with Texas in the 05-06 season. Drafted to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 08. Got a Super Bowl ring with Pittsburgh. Played 10 years in the league, guys. He actually retired in 2017. Once he retired, started a business called Stat. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. It's about finances, people. This is a subject that everybody needs to hear and listen. Finances is everything. Credit is everything. And Tony's going to give us a great lesson on that. But before I turn it over to Tony, I want to tell Tony, I'm so proud of my boy, man. Not only just for the business and being in the league, but he's married to Brittany, his beautiful wife. We all went to college together. So he's been with this girl, 20 years now, Tony? Somewhere around there, 20
close.
years.
It's over about 15, 16, bro. Yeah.
So shout out to Brittany too, man, because I know she's holding him down back there, man. So I'm going to turn this over to Tony. Let's talk about Stat, Tony.
Man, absolutely, man. Before I go any further, bro, definitely want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior for allowing us to be here and for us to be healthy, especially in these interesting times that we live in. I want to give a shout out to the listeners, man. You guys could be doing anything in the world right now when you're here listening to, me and my man, Nick. What you going by now, Nick?
Man,
Nino?
Yeah,
Nino, man.
Yeah, man. Just call me
Nino, man.
Nino,
I know him as Nick B, but you don't go with Nino, man.
I know him as T, man. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. But I appreciate that, man. But yeah, and then my rib, man. I call her my rib, man, because I can't do it without her, man. So shout out to my wife and how she holds it down. But yeah, man, grew up in A-Leaf, bro. You know how it was, man. Went to UT. We had a wonderful run there. Met some wonderful people. Had a wonderful athletic and academic experience. Went on to play in the NFL. Won a Super Bowl. That was an amazing time. And just through that time, I always found myself networking. I was always networking. So it was no question that when I finished that I was probably going to do something in network marketing, right, in the MLM structure. And that's kind of what I got into. And then went to what a lot of people don't know is I actually started out doing door-to-door sales. Man, I worked for Xfinity. Wow. And I was knocking on people's doors, bro. And at that time, I've lost weight since then, man. I've been getting on my grind, but man, I was still fresh out, 330, 6'5". So just imagine me, khaki pants on with a tight fit polo, knocking on your door with a pad. Like you cracking that joint open, right? But I just knew that I needed, just like anything, you got to build a foundation. And so from there, you went and got the sales experience, and then I decided, I want to open my own business. And so that's kind of where Stat came from. And what we are is we're a multi-service platform that specializes in credit, right? And so personal credit, we are now opening up the business credit aspect of the business, teaching people how to do business credit, how to get business funding, but just the whole financial literacy space in general, budgeting, savings, learning how to, plan on how to delete your debt, and really focusing on giving the people the understanding and the importance of why you need to lower interest rates. I talk to so many people, especially in our community, man, in the Black community, that just feel as though like, this paycheck to paycheck thing is for the birds. And really they don't understand that you're giving so much money away to the things that you're not even thinking about just because the lack of this knowledge that, I was able to obtain. And so now I just want to share it with as many people as possible. So that's kind of the background story of how the business got started, man.
All right. Gotcha, man. So, if you could say, what is the main thing when it comes to finances that you need? Is it the credit score? Is it, property? Is it what? So what is it?
Before anything, to be honest, and this is going to sound very basic, but it's the education.
Yeah.
Because none of those things matter if I have good credit, but I don't know how to invest, or I don't know how to leverage my credit, right? My personal credit. Say I want to open a business. If I don't know how to leverage my personal credit to get business funding to open that business, it does us no good. You know, we're like a Corvette, you know, or a Maserati sitting in the driveway with no gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty on paper, but we're not doing anything with it. And what a lot of people don't think about is we utilize credit for consumerism, right? So if we want to purchase a new home, if we want to purchase a new car, you know, things of that nature, if we want some jewelry, whatever it is,
Yeah.
Christmas gifts, right? Nobody's ever looking at credit as a way to leverage that using OPM, other people's money, and then actually building a business off of credit. Like for instance, if you have a 750 credit score, you could have an operational business. You could literally make extra money being an authorized user for people that don't have good credit, and you could have them pay you on a monthly fee until they get to the credit point that they want to get to for whatever it is that they're trying to do. Like just something that small.
Yeah, it's
Like we
amazing.
don't, yeah, we don't think about, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. So getting back to like the education piece, man, I think you're spot on, man. People need to be educated when it comes to finances. And, so one thing that, I did see with Stat was not only are you guys educating, people who are older, people who are just starting to get into their life, but you're educating children also. And so I think that's so important to start at the lowest level because like you said, man, when it comes to us and our whole brain and community, and everything, man. We are not taught at that young age because we just don't have the knowledge, So just speak on that for a minute, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's funny. There's a book. I actually have it right here. I keep it on my desk, man. It's by Tom Matthews and Steve Siebold. It's called How Money Works, right?
Mhm.
And in this book, like, there's cartoon character type things, but they're given the basic understanding of how to multiply money, how to invest money, what financial literacy is. That's the basic understanding of what our children need, just to understand what is money, how does money work, what is DTI. Like one of the things that I deal with my sons is I'm always asking them, okay, give me the understanding of DTI, right? Debt to income or debt to
Debt to
income
income ratio.
ratio,
Yep.
right? Simply how much money we owe versus the money that we have coming in. And a lot of us don't even know that answer because we don't budget,
That's true.
right? Our understanding of budget is okay, all my bills paid. Yeah, I got this amount of money left over. All right, cool. This is what I can spend.
That's not how it
Right?
works.
And that's not how it works. That's
Yeah.
not how it works, man. And so what we do is we give the basic understanding of how to budget. If you have debt, how to utilize certain techniques, right? There's two techniques that I love. The debt avalanche technique and
Hmm.
then the snowball technique,
Yeah.
right? And so based off of what we're bringing in financially, which we would learn from our budget, does it make more sense to stay on the low end, snowball it, pay the lower debt off, regardless of the interest rate, and work our way up? Or does it make more sense we're making some income to aggressively attack those
The
things that
highest
are
rate of
high
return.
interest rates,
Yeah.
right? And then roll that down. Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. So certain things like that. And then understanding how to save. What percentage of my check do I need to put back? And then ultimately, I believe in this, and 1,000%. It's biblical. If you don't believe me, go to Ecclesiastes and your King James Version
Hmm.
Bible and look at chapter 11, verses 1 and 2. Right? You hear
Yeah.
about the 7 or 8 streams of income.
Mm.
That's where it comes from, guys. We have to find a way to stop trying to live off of one source,
Yes.
because when you cut that one source off, you have nothing,
Yep.
right? You got to look at finances like a table. Even if I'm not able to get to the 6, 7, or 8 range, if I look at a table that has 4 legs, well, if I take off one of those legs, yeah, the table's going to lean, but it's still able to stand. I still have 3 legs to be able to stand on while I'm looking for another peg to prop that table up. It's the same way in finances, right? So if I have a little stream coming from the left and one from the right, one from the north, one from the south, now when certain things hit, it's like, okay, it's cool. I might have lost my main source, but I still have something that's going to be able to take care of the house while I figure this out.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of times we get in trouble because we don't have something to be able to help us when those tough times hit. And we know tough times are going to hit.
That is true. That is true. So also, man, on your site, man, I was looking at, life insurance, right? So,
Ah,
man, I think this is just my opinion. I think people don't understand how important life insurance is. not just to bury somebody, but if you can afford it, this is my opinion, you should be able to get enough life insurance to not only cover for you to get buried, but to cover the expenses for the people who are, counting on you day to day from that check that you're getting or those streams of income that you're getting. If you didn't do it right, to where you don't have 3 or 4 incomes coming in, you got your income, something happens to you, you should have enough life insurance to not only, let's say, pay the house off, pay your kids, like college bills off, help your wife or your spouse do what they got to do, for the next 3 or 4 years so they can get on their feet, so just tell them about that life insurance piece, man.
Man, listen, a lot of people don't understand that it's very very affordable. What I need people to do is take care of your health, because when you take care of your health, that's when you get the better rates. Now, I am actually a licensed life and health insurer, so that's why Stat is able to actually offer, life and health insurance, not only to the customer acquisition side, but also those that want to become business partners with the company. We're able to offer that as well. I just got a lady who had a decent health rating, a $500,000 policy, and she's paying $46 a month, and it's a whole life policy.
Ooh,
See,
man.
The thing is, we can afford it. We just don't know enough about it, so we don't dive into it. And
that's it.
That's the piece. That's the piece where we have to go and seek, that knowledge and that wisdom, right? If the people perish for a lack of knowledge, then what happens when people obtain that knowledge and actually use it? You're going to thrive. You're going to flourish, right?
Yeah.
So investment IULs, right? Index Universal Life Policies. These are policies that you can stuff over time, and then in return, they're going to give you cash value, right? The part about the death benefit to these policies, right? That $500,000 that she's paying, right? Say, Lord forbid, but it's her time and she leaves, whether it's, early or later, either or. The insurance company is going to pay that out. She's just passed down $500,000 to her family, right? Yeah. That's the generational wealth piece. You're able to give your family a stepping stool to be able to now take that and elevate that. That's why the financial literacy portion of this is so important, because if you're not educating somebody and you go and do the right thing as a parent and you have those policies in place, but you never taught your children about money, then what's going to happen when they get $500,000?
They're going to blow it. You got to teach them. You got to teach them.
Man,
that's awesome.
I'm telling you, man, we got to learn how to multiply money, how to grow money, how to invest money. We got to learn to have a love relationship with money. Am I saying in an idolatry fashion? No. What I'm saying is in an understanding to where we appreciate it, because money is a defense to all things.
That's true. That's true. So, man, talking about the wealth gap, so like the wealth gap is something that I've been talking to with my wife about, my parents about, because we didn't have the opportunity growing up to have certain things that, others that we went to school with at Texas had, right? You could see it, right? Once we get there, you see the different tiers of people, you know what I mean? So once you are a person who has graduated college, or, you come and do your thing, you start to do things to help build your wealth. And like you say, life insurance is one. If you have a family, even if you don't have a spouse and children, you should still have life insurance, because there's somebody in your family who's going to benefit from it. Right. I call life insurance the best savings account that somebody can ever have. If I'm a kid, and my parents don't have life insurance, I'm going to go get them life insurance because, I want to take care of them, but they're going to take care of me whenever it happens. I'm not saying that you should feed off that, but you get what I'm coming from with that. All right. Absolutely. Also with wealth gap, how do you feel about property? As far as property being a leverage for wealth gap also.
Absolutely. And so, that's one of the things that we're talking about this weekend out here in Dallas. We're having a wealth mastery class. So anybody that goes to Tony the Tycoon on Instagram, you can click the link tree and sign up for that. But we'll be talking about that. But property and land is very valuable, right? These are assets. Anytime you're dealing in assets, right, you're always going to be going in the right direction and winning, because these are things, they're not making more land, right? The property that you obtain, now it has to be the right property. Me personally, I don't think that the single family way is the way to go. If you want to get into real estate, I think that multifamily and above is definitely going to be the way to go. And I have my own reasons for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, ownership, period. Anything that we obtain that can put money into our pockets, right? That's the right way to go, right? Yeah. And so I definitely believe that property is important. And it's something that we got to talk about will and trust. These are things that we now can pass down to our family, right? And if we're teaching them right, we can show them how to leverage that land or leverage that property. I'll give you an example. A buddy of mine that I play ball with, he bought land, lots of acres in Texas. He, made millions of dollars playing ball. And on his land, unbeknownst to him, he found out that he had pecan trees. Well, because he owns the land, he owns the pecan trees, rightfully so. He was able to strike a deal with a pecan company who comes to his land every so often, and they pay him royalties to be able to pluck the pecans off of all his pecan trees.
Yeah.
You know what that's called? It's called residual income.
Residual income. Wake up, breathe, and check.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, land is important, and it's one of the things that we have to get back to. And I think most importantly, if we're going to talk about bridging that wealth gap, we got to look at where is the gap at? What community does the gap affect the most, right? And then once we figure that out, what is that community willing to do in order to close that gap? Yeah. Are we willing to work together? Are we willing to come up with ideas to create more opportunities for others in our community? These are some of the questions that we dive into and we answer this upcoming weekend, because it's important for us to talk about.
Yeah, that is true. So one city that I think that does it really well, man, is Atlanta. They thrive in their community. They help the community. Everybody is so pro everybody. I mean, it just is what it is. If they got something, they're going to help you. They're going to help you get your business straight. And you see it from the stars down to the regular person. You see it from the music business there, where everybody in music in Atlanta works together. In Texas, in Houston, you know how it was, the North and the South side. You could hardly get anybody from the North and the South to do a song together. Atlanta, the whole city's doing stuff together, right? So it just is what it is. Like, how do you reinvest in your community? And I think that city does it, I think, the best when it comes to us, like as a people. But talking about like the different events that you had an event last week with Bobby Tatum, who's also a Texas guy, and Marshall Faulk. So hey, just talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, man. So that's the one thing, like I said, I picked up a school. I used to talk a lot in high school, and they used to, mark me and make me go to the principal about that. But that's one of the skill sets that I now use to create income for my family. So how me and Bobby linked up, we've always had a relationship. We were roommates in college. We played ball together. We've always had a relationship. And so Bobby went his way. I went mine. I went the NFL route. He went a different route, and he started understanding and diving into Forex, right? In the foreign exchange market. Now, this is the hottest new thing. I guess we wouldn't call it new anymore, but a lot of young kids are dealing with it and talking about it and are finding some success. Well, he mastered it. He's put over 20,000 hours in. This guy was a maniac with it. And what I mean by that is it would be points and periods of time where Bobby would disappear for like months in advance. I wouldn't talk to him for months, and then he'd just pop back up like, "Hey man, what's going on? Let's get together." I'm like, "Dude, are you all right? Are people chasing you? What's going on, man? I got bread. If you need me to handle something for you, my little bro, I got you." Yeah, I've been putting in work. But what he was doing was he was studying the market. He's mastered it now. He's created multiple companies off of it. He's the guy that you go to when you want to understand that stuff. Me and him reconnected. Everything we talked about, we got the same vision. We want to be the change that we want to see in our community. We came together, we merged our businesses together. That's that piece. Fast forward rewind to 2019, just last year. I went to the Super Bowl that was in Miami to pub my business. Met a young woman there by the name of Bobby Montgomery. My wife introduced me to her. She was in life and health insurance. We started talking. I said to myself, okay, after deliberating with those people, I was like, okay, you know what? I think this is something that I need to add to my platform. She's like, yeah, I want you to meet my business partner, Marshall. not thinking anything of it. There are a lot of marshals.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I get on a Zoom call and it's Marshall freaking fault. And to my credit, I didn't just fall for the, oh, this is Marshall Faulk thing. I turned him down multiple times, but he said something that struck with me. He said, listen, your heart is to help those in the community, correct? I said, absolutely. He said, well, do you want to just help them one way, or do you want to be able to help them multiple ways? I was sold on that, right? Yeah. And so we came into partnership, and then that's how we get to the event last weekend. I called Marshall up, I called Bobby up. I said, hey, need you guys to come down. We're doing a wealth mastery class. They said, all right, cool. How many people do you expect to be there? I said, I undersold them. I said maybe about 20, 25 people. What they didn't know is I knew that we were going to have a decent crowd. We had over 100 people show up to that event.
Wow.
Now we staggered them because of where we had it at. We wanted to we staggered the times. But when you added up all the people that came up during those time frames, we had over 100 people show up. Yeah. And from that point, that's when me and Bobby and Marshall realized, hey, you know what? There's a market for people that want this information, and we're going to go give it to them. So now we have Houston, Dallas, we'll be going to San Antonio, and then Austin. And then from there, we're looking at Miami and San Diego and Atlanta, and come back to Houston, places like that. Absolutely.
Man, I love what you're doing, man. Hey, this is information, Tony, that, man, people have been needing this for years. And it's good that it's on a platform now. I mean, like, social media is everywhere now, right? Internet's everywhere. It's just amazing that we can get this out as quick as we can to different people through podcasts, through your events. Man, this is information that people needed 20, 30 years ago. It's just now that everything's so accessible, man. Guys like you are going to flourish in this. I'm so proud of you, dude. I'm so proud. I'm so happy for you with all this, man. So, hey, is there anything else you want to talk about with that?
Man, like I said, the biggest thing is, just support. Just support. The best way you can support is word of mouth, letting people know, people that need this information, people that need to get their credit elevated, people that need to understand budgeting, how to manage their finances, people that are interested in building their own businesses, need business funding. Just support. Let us be the people that help you. And like I said, Tony the Tycoon on IG. You can just type in my name, Tony Hills, on Facebook, or you can find me on LinkedIn as well at Tony Hills. As well as my business partner at Mr. Bobby Tatum on Instagram. And at the end of the day, man, I want people to know that we have a heart for the people, right? I've been fortunate to do very well financially. Bobby's doing extremely well financially. Mm-hmm. And so it's really not about the money for us. Me and Bobby set a goal, and I'll go ahead and drop it on here. This is an exclusive on NinosCorner. But in 2021, man, we have a vision and a goal that we're going after to create 1,000 millionaires. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're going to create 1,000 millionaires because with the knowledge that we have, the connections that we have, it can be done, but we got to change the mindset first. Yeah. Right. We got to be able to see ourselves as that. We got to understand it's okay for us to be that. Right. And then once we shape that, then get into the money and structure it and bringing in income, that part becomes easy. So that's what we're doing at STAT. That's what we're doing at TFU. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We got a lot of things on the docket.
That's what's up. And guys, I can attest to Tony. He has a heart of gold, man. When we were in college, man, we had so much fun in college. From listening to music, cutting hair, running up and down the hall. Man, we had so much fun. So Tony has a heart of gold, man. I can attest to that. So guys, really go to all his platforms, like link up with him. He is your guy. So now, guys, we're going to turn it over to the football section. Since I got a UT alum, I got a guy who played in the league, 10 years in the league, but we're going to talk about some Texas football now. Tony, how do you feel about the state of Texas football, man?
Oh, man, the biggest thing that I just really look to see with these guys is consistency in the big moments. Yeah. Because you look at that Oklahoma game and you say to yourself, like, if there was ever a time for them to be able to win, it was going to be that time. Yeah. Those guys, it shouldn't have went how it went, but it did. And then you come back and see the same exact, the opposite, excuse me. You see the
Oklahoma
opposite.
State.
There you go. There you go. And it's like, man, the consistency. We got to find the consistency, man. And I think that's been the biggest thing that I've been wanting to see from these guys. They play hard, but some of the mistakes that they make in those moments, you got to button that up. But when they do, you're going to start seeing them make some noise. I really feel like as though they still have an opportunity to win the Big 12. You know, they just got to stay on course.
Yeah, you know what though, I do too, man. You know, they'll beat Kansas in 2 weeks. So it's knock on wood. But they'll beat Kansas in 2 weeks. Then they got Iowa State after that. Then they got Kansas State. I like the Brock Purdy guy. You know, hey, he's a good quarterback. Kansas State's just always tough though, right? Kansas State.
Yeah, see, that's where I was going. I don't listen. I've never beat them. Like, dude, I've never. No, I think I beat them once.
We beat them
at home. First year, we beat them at home.
But, yeah. Hey, Kansas State's always tough, man. They're always tough. You know, the old Purple Wizard, you know, he's not there anymore, but God, his teams play tough, man. But that's just that culture. Their culture is they're going to take that 2-star, they're going to make them play like a 4-star. You know, they're going to coach them up. They're going to make them play hard. It is what it is. They just got a different culture. It's almost like an Iowa culture, right? Where Iowa's, they never have any high guys who, you know, actually are like on that level. But if Texas can get some offensive linemen like they had, like when you were there, I think Texas would be on a whole different path, man. But we need it, man. We need it, man.
But yeah, man, you know, those guys, I love watching them because I will tell you this: even in the losses, you're never gonna say they lost because they quit, and that I can appreciate.
Yeah,
because there was a time there I was like, I don't even know what I'm watching.
Yeah,
quite frankly, we were soft.
Yeah,
you know, so it's shout out to Tom Herman for bringing that toughness in. So now we just gotta, shore up a couple of other things, and it's gonna happen, man. It's college ball. The kids, they're still learning. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, Tony, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. This was awesome. We got to get you on here again, man. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to get you on here again, man. So, but hey, guys, on that note, man, you guys know how I always end this, man. I end this on a do you moment. Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance, man. Tony, appreciate you, man. I'm going to give you a call later on, bro.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me, bro.
All right, man. We're out. NinosCorner out.